Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take your sources, sift through them, and pull out the key insights. Today, we're saddling up for something a bit different, kind of magical, actually. We're heading into the world of horse fairies. Yeah, you asked us to explore this whole enchanting realm. We'll be looking at the story behind it all, a new kids' book, a really interesting fan contest, and even the self-publishing side of things.
That's right. And what's really fascinating, I think, is how these sources show us not just, a cute story, but the whole creative journey
Mhm.
and how you, the listener, can actually get involved. We've got bits from, have you heard about horse fairies, the horse fairy naming contest info, and some details on publishing too.
Okay, so our mission today, let's unpack this charming new universe. We want to figure out how readers can help build it, and maybe get a handle on how book one even came to be published.
Okay.
Okay, let's dig in. So we should probably start with the book, right? The one that kicked it all off.
Sure.
Have you heard about Horse Fairies?
Hmm.
It's a debut by Lizzie Robinson, who's a proud Texan, apparently. And it sounds like it creates this world where fairies are hanging out in horse manes on Texas ranches.
It sounds quite whimsical.
It really does.
Yeah.
Fairy wings and Texas ranches, it's quite a mix.
Yeah, the sources say it's a colorfully illustrated book, came out June 2025, and it's aimed at curious kids, maybe up to age 10 or so.
Okay.
And the idea, it seems, is to gently nudge kids towards appreciating nature, imagination, the usual good stuff. Respect for animals, for work, embracing life. It even suggests visiting a real ranch.
Oh, that's a nice touch, blending the fantasy with something real.
Exactly. It sort of grounds it.
Now, here's where I thought it got really interesting. It's not just a book you read passively. It sounds like it's an invitation to, like, co-create almost.
Lizzie Robinson's running this Name That Fairy Pull-in contest,
Mm-hmm.
and it ends pretty soon, August 31st, 2025.
Right, and that raises a good point. How do you actually take part? Well, the sources mention scanning a QR code for an online survey. You put in your contact info there. Or you can copy-paste details from something called a fairy name voting interface into an email.
Okay, so a couple of ways in.
Yeah, the aim seems to be getting people involved right away, making a lasting impact, as they put it, on the Horse Fairies community and the website horsefairies.com.
So what are you actually doing in this contest? Is it just picking a name?
Well, you can just vote. Up to 3 names per category, it says. But here's the creative bit you mentioned. You can also suggest your own name.
Ah, okay.
And not just the name, but a short character story to go with it.
So you could genuinely help shape a new fairy for the next book. That's pretty neat. Exactly. That's the collaborative part. The source mentions if your name and story idea get picked, you might get to work directly with Lizzie Robinson to develop it further.
Wow.
Yeah, potentially seeing your idea actually appear in the next Horse Fairies book.
That goes way beyond just, naming something. That's actual story collaboration.
It really is. It turns readers into potential contributors.
Okay, so we've got the book, this charming world, and this really interactive contest. Let's maybe pull back the curtain a bit on how the book itself happened. You mentioned it came out in June 2025, and the sources say it was published by a place called bepublished.org.
Correct. And this points us towards the whole self-publishing angle here. bepublished.org is positioned in the sources as offering, quote, the best deal in self-publishing.
What does that mean, according to them?
They promise low costs, high quality, and a fast turnaround. Really fast, actually. They claim authors often have a book in their hand in 30 days or less.
30 days, that's quick.
Very quick. And maybe most importantly, the author keeps all rights and royalties.
Ah, now that's key, isn't it, for creators?
Absolutely. It gives context for how an author like Lizzie Robinson could bring this specific vision to life and keep control.
And for anyone listening who might be thinking about their own book, the sources even give some practical details. You can apparently call a Dr. Mary Jefferson at bepublished.org. There's a phone number here, 972-880-8316.
Right. For a free strategy session if you're a first-time caller.
They advise having your questions ready beforehand, which makes sense, to get the most out of the call.
They seem pretty confident. The source says the only thing left after the call is basically paying and sending your files to start the same day.
And they handle any kind of book, it says.
Which just highlights how accessible publishing routes have become, doesn't it?
It really does.
It connects back to Lizzie Robinson being able to create Horse Fairies and then open it up for audience participation through the contest. The contest details are at horsefairies.com, and the publishing info is directly from bepublished.org. It all ties together.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. What does this all mean for you listening in? We've sort of explored this quite charming new world of horse fairies. We've seen how you can literally jump in and influence future characters, future stories, and we even got a peek behind the scenes at the publishing process that made it possible.
And I think that raises a really interesting question, doesn't it? In a world just full of stories, what does it actually signify when creators don't just broadcast, but actively invite the audience in, not just to read or watch, but to, like, contribute to the actual imaginative fabric of their world?
Yeah, that's a great point. Which leads us to our final provocative thought for you today. As this Horse Fairies universe specifically embraces collaborative storytelling, how might that kind of direct audience participation start to reshape how all stories get made in the future? Across different kinds of media, maybe? Something to think about, perhaps, while you're dreaming of Texas ranches.
Mhm.
Or maybe even writing your own fairy tale.